Hello again. Here we are to continue discussing JavaScript and working with strings. In the last example, we solved challenge number 6, and now it's time to move on to challenge number 7. And we're almost done with all of these string challenges here. Okay, so challenge number 7 is to create a camel case function. And the idea here is that if we pass in a string of words separated by spaces, it will remove the spaces, and for each word it's going to lowercase the letter of the, or lowercase the first word, but uppercase the first letter of all the other words. Okay? So every other word should begin with an uppercase letter, or actually every word should begin with an uppercase letter except for the first one. Okay, so we've already written a function that capitalizes words, so we can actually just use that one here, and we have a function that uppercases the first letter of the string, so we could also use that, and reusing those functions is a great idea for us, right? That's like good use of our code. Okay, the problem though is we need to make sure the first word is lowercase. Okay, so if you've got an idea on how to solve this one, feel free to go ahead and do it, and then you can compare your work to my solution. Okay, so let's get started then. So I'm going to start with a function called camel case, and this function will take a string as input. Okay, and then our we'll kind of pseudocode our problem here. So our problem here is to split on the space to get an array of words. And then what we want to do is I want to loop over the words, right? And while we're looping, I want to lowercase the first word, word, yeah, there we go, and then uppercase the others. Okay, and then last, I want to join the words on the empty string and then return. Okay, so let's make up a test string that we can work with. So I'm going to say test string equals hello world, right? And foobar, right? So that should be our test string there. Let's actually, maybe I'll just make that lowercase, right? Because the W, the F, and the B should all get uppercased, but this H right here, I made that uppercase because it should get lowercased. And then let's write a test for this, right? So we'll write a console log just so we can see it in the console. So let's call camel case with the test string. Okay? Okay, great. So let's get started now. So first of all, we need to split on the space. So let's make a const called words. So this will be an array of words, and we'll take the input string and split on the space. Next, we want to loop over the words, and really what we're doing here is we're looping over an array, and we're changing all the strings in this array. So we're going to uppercase or lowercase some of the letters in those strings, and then have a new array. So map would be a good choice here. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to map. I'm going to say, let's call this camel words, right? I don't know. And then we'll say words dot map. So anytime you have an array and you want to transform the elements in the array, map is your tool. And that's kind of what we're doing here. Like I'm going to loop over all the words, and I want to change each one of those words and then return a new array of transformed words. So let's say word here as our, actually I'm going to leave the paren there, right? And I need to know which word is the first word. So map provides a second parameter that is the index of the word. Okay? So here I have my callback function, takes two parameters, word and index, and then I'm going to transform the word and return it. And then in the end, I'll have an array here that has all the transformed words in it. Okay? So this is what I want to do inside my map callback. So let's check. Let's say, hey, if I is 0, then we're on the first word. So what we want to do is we want to return word.to lowercase. So our first word is going to be lowercase. If I is not 0, then we're on one of the words after the first one. So what we'll do is we'll return word. Actually, let's return capitalize word, right? Because capitalize was our function that uppercased the first letter. Okay. And now we have an array of words where, you know, the first word is lowercase and the other words begin with an uppercase letter. So what we'll need to do is join those on the empty string and return them. So let's actually do that all in one step here. So we can just do camel words dot join on the empty string. Okay. So I think that that is a pretty good place to be. Let's give it a test now in the console and see if I missed anything. So let's clear the console and run it. Oh yeah, there we go. So hello is lowercase, world is uppercase, foo and bar are uppercase. So that looks like it's working pretty good. Okay, so anyway, thanks for watching. I hope that that's helpful. And there's only one final challenge left to solve.